Just checking YouTube. No. Oh, no.
You guys say something.
It is?
Say something.
Testing.
What up?
Sibilance.
That was so professional
That
of
was
me.
on record.
We're good?
Julie's
Okay, we're going to get started. Welcome to the October 9th South Weaver Planning Commission meeting. And we'll kick it off with Commissioner Roberts leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, just a reminder, there is a public hearing for the Peak Farms rezone specifically. So anything outside of that will open for public comment. We will limit it to 3 minutes, and then just please no talking in the galley when we're in between. And then even after your, whatever one you're here for, if you could just please keep the talking down until throughout the rest of the meeting, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. And we will open for public comment.
Consent agenda first?
No.
Okay.
No, public comment
Okay,
first.
sorry.
You got me.
You're jumping
It was a
ahead.
test.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I need to scroll up.
And it's open. Yep. Let's do it.
Okay, I have both public hearing and non-public hearing, so I will present both at the same time. That way you can follow easier. Okay. Paul Sturm, South Weaver City. Comments to South Weaver Planning Commission on 9 October. Under the action items, public comments and questions for agenda items 4 and 5, reference packet page 1 of 36. The public hearing is supposed to be for Peak Farms rezone. The discussion is for Peak Farms rezone. The problem is the public hearing is on PEAK Farms rezone, and that is an official public hearing name, not Peak PEEK Farm rezone. The next is on page 5 of 25 on the Peak Farm rezone change. Is it really resolution 24034 or 2025-034? I don't know if it's something that's carried over from last year or not, but the date may be wrong. Now, in the entire packet, there's pagination issues. Pages 1 to 4 are correct. Pages 5 to 11 are incorrect. Page numbers 12 to 19 are missing. And finally, 20 to 25 are correct again. And then I have a general informational question. What is the minimum lot size for the RM zone? Page 17 shows a proposed lot size of 0.215 for lot 411. Could moving the lot lines more into lot 415 provide slightly larger lots approaching the approximately quarter acre size, which is a more standardized lot size? Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
And I did forget to mention, just make sure you state your name and city that you're from as well. I know you did.
Gordon Smith from South Weaver. In relations to the Peaks property forming merging with the CATS development, I have some concerns. I noticed on the report to the commission, it said you were going to do your traffic study after the approval process. I'm of the opinion that that should be part of the approval processing for the rezoning. This will at least give you some idea on the traffic flow. In Utah, the average household has 2 cars per household. So you times 2 by the number of houses are going to be developed. That's going to be a significant increase. And during the current traffic situation right now, in the morning hours when people are going to work and the late afternoons when people come home, trying to leave my driveway, I live at 1000 East South Weaver Drive, takes about 3-4 minutes before you can, there's enough gaps where you can actually enter the road and continue on. So one of the concern is, hopefully with the increase, studies on the impact on the service for the city has already been analyzed and concerned, taken into consideration. And then around the first of the year, 3 households east of the private road that goes to the Evergreen Sod Farm, we resurveyed our properties, and then the property next to the private driveway show that part of the driveway is on the owner's property. The east gate fence post is on a private property. It's not part of the driveway. And I have a survey map if anybody's interested in looking at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just as a reminder, the Peak Farms rezone will have its own time to talk about. So if there's any just general comments, that's what we,
Well, okay, I guess I'll make this a general comment. My name is Jared Olson. I'm from South Weaver, the great city, and I am here to talk about the same overall general growth. I don't need the microphone. I'd love to talk. I am very pro private property, pro development. Let you people do what they want to do. Get rid of zoning all itself. But if we're going to have zoning, let's follow it, and let's try to internalize the cost of the rezone to those who are requesting it to the rezone. Right now, the residents at the west end of the South Weaver that have been there, they get the negative externality of that growth, and it's distributed to them. At some point, need to understand if the growth is in concert with the UDOT plan for South Weaver Drive. If we continue to grow without that as part of the consideration, at some point, those who live along South Weaver Drive, we're going to lose our front yards to accommodate the additional traffic. I know there's been traffic studies to push traffic elsewhere, but what hasn't happened and won't happen are the fixed points within the community that have traffic demand that will still have that traffic going by those certain choke points. And that's pretty much it. So just finding a balance between letting the property developers and owners do what they can, great, but don't push the negative externalities to the residents. All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no other public comments, we'll close public comments and move to action item number 3 for the consent agenda. I didn't have anything from it.
I wasn't at the meeting, so I can't comment.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Neither was
No
I.
updates.
Oh, yeah.
No issues.
Can we get a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda, August 14th, 2025, minutes as presented.
All in favor? Oh, a second.
I'll second.
Yeah, now, all in favor?
Abstain.
Yes.
Yes.
Abstain.
Yes. Okay, now we'll move to action item number 4, the public hearing for the Peak Farm rezone at approximately 898 East, 7240 South by applicant Vern Peak and Corey Cap. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Chad, could I?
Oh, do you want to go first?
Please.
Yes. Hi, Lance.
Hey.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so the original proposal and application for this is for a rezone of this 37 acres going from agricultural and some RM to originally was residential patio.
Can we bring the map
Residential.
up while you're describing that for those who want to see it on the screen?
I don't know. If you want to go, is the other map there? So this is the property. Residential patio, 12 acres, residential moderate density, 10 acres, and residential low density would be 15 acres. The applicant in this interim time period has looked at the project and by all means, correct me if I say this incorrectly, but I believe they'd like to make some modifications to the areas and the zones. They'd like to shift it to a little more RP, RM, and then switch the RL to RLM. So that's changing from the RL density to the moderate income family density, or low to moderate. And that would make a little shift in the number of units that would be allowed. Additionally, the subdivision plat as it's laid out is not going to line up exactly as the application was submitted with the potential subdivision. And so there's reason that they'd like to fine tune it a little bit more there as well.
Point of clarification. Could you just repeat what you said? Because I didn't quite hear. They're wanting to
Sorry.
change the 3 requested zones to what?
So yes, they'd like to modify this application. And let me just say, first of all, because it's been advertised at this point, that modification and changing on the zones is going to require re-advertising and another public hearing.
Okay.
However, given that people have come tonight, it has been advertised, the changes, I would recommend that we still have a public hearing and hear those comments that would be incorporated into the record. I have checked with legal on this and they're good with that as well.
Okay.
We're not changing, we just got off on our zoning a little bit, so we're trying to follow the general plan as close as we can. It just, we got off. We're just going to change it to more closely follow the general plan.
Yeah, and there may have been, I'm going to say that not 100% of the application was not, like there's some nuances there that I think were just missed.
So the new
I don't think
zoning,
it's intentional. I think this was always the plan. I just don't think it got translated as accurately as it needed to be in the.
okay, just so that, and this is just so I can keep it track. The new zoning right now, as we understood the meeting and as it was noticed, was residential patio, residential low, and residential low moderate, right?
Correct,
Those 3
correct.
zones. What are the ones that they're now wanting?
Now it would be residential patio,
Okay.
residential moderate, and residential low to moderate.
And the acreage is staying the same for each.
No, the acreage shifts a tiny little bit on each one of those. There's
So basically what was residential low is actually residential moderate, which is higher density.
Almost exactly, yes.
Okay.
The residential moderate actually shrinks by 3.6 acres.
But we're still adding several units
Well,
overall.
and we're looking at, and the reason I pause on that question is because we don't know the number of units exactly. The density would
We
be,
know what's
would
allowed.
shift,
Yeah.
and we'd know what the maximum is. How the subdivision lays out and everything is, we can't exactly pinpoint. So yes, there probably is, but I don't want to say that it's
Right.
definitely going to shift. Well, and it will shift. And the residential patio would actually increase by 2.6 acres. So each of those has a little bit of a shift. It's a shift to a little higher density on the north, which is consistent with the general plan. It's very similar, but it is different than what we advertised. That's the issue.
So
So,
when we come back, we'll try to more closely follow the general plan.
but given that everybody's taking their time to be here tonight, we'd still like to hold the public hearing and get those comments. Because either way, it's a very similar issue. We can talk about the exact densities and that may make a difference of
Okay.
a few units here and there on different zones, but, really not more than like 7 to 10 on some of them. But anyway, so we
Okay.
still want to hold the public hearing. I think the comments will be relevant as we go forward.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll just preface before we open public hearing that we understand that, I mean, if you have a comment about the whole general project, but if it's obviously going to be specific about units or anything else that now we know, is there, before, I guess I just want to make sure too, before public comment, that everybody understand what Lance just said too? Okay. Okay. Then, yeah, can I get a motion to open public comment?
I move that we open the public hearing for Peak
Or
Farm
hear me,
rezone at approximately 898 East, 7240 South. Applicant Vern Peak and Corey Cap.
And I
that.
second. Oh,
I think Marty got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
yes.
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 The mic's open, same rules, just limit it to 3 minutes, please, and then just keep talking down. Okay, and just make sure you state your, and just make sure you state your name and.
Okay, I'm Natalie Peak Browning, and I've been working with Corey and stuff, but we are partial owner of the farm along with Vern. And when we've met with Corey before, we're, in our inheritance, I get 4 of the acres and we're going to buy almost 3 more. But that is included in this 37 acres. So when we do the plan overall, it will be almost 7 acres taken off of that total amount, right, Corey?
Oh.
Does that make sense? So that will probably skew the numbers a little bit because we live there and we're keeping the area around our house and buying additional acreage behind us. And
Okay.
so just factor that into the plan. It won't be the total 37 acres, it will be more like,
30-ish.
any questions on that?
Makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
No other comments? And I guess, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for,
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes.
yes, yes.
I'm a yes too. So then I guess moving to action item number 5.
We just continue this discussion since it's
Yeah,
changing?
I don't know if I don't see the point in taking a ton of time
I certainly, whatever you guys want to do, of course.
without, yeah.
But it's an opportunity to provide a little feedback at this stage that maybe could get addressed as we go forward and we're better prepared
then-
and more detailed for the next meeting. So
Are you speaking on the project then? Do you want to hear?
Yeah,
would like
great.
to.
But what are, I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah.
go into-
No, yeah, well, let's, yeah, because I mean, I guess if we do some of this now, then we can
Sure.
maybe save some time next month or whenever he
Yep,
gets back. on.
absolutely.
So yeah, go ahead. Tell us about it.
So, yes.
State your name too for the record.
Corey Cap, I actually live in West Point, 510 North, 2900 West. Yes, we have been working with the Peaks to develop their land. We have taken consideration Natalie's 7 acres, so that if we're going to fall underneath the master plan, as far as the units per acre, we can get into. So we did get off on our zoning a little bit, and it seems like our patio zoning is a little bit bigger, but it all should still fit in when we come back to you, it'll all fit into the general plan. We've been working really close with that. And so we don't want it to differ off that. We're not trying to push any more acreage on there. So we're just trying to give everybody a really nice community on this one, working in the zones they have, so.
Is that accurate then, that the 37 that's on the application is actually going to be closer to
Yes,
30?
So what we'll do is we actually have to, and we talked to Lance about this, we're gonna rezone it because we have to do that to subdivide it. And if Lance, let me know if I'm off on this, to subdivide it, to break off that acreage, and then we'll put that acreage back into Greenbelt for them, so.
And was the issue with being off that came up so late, was it because of this 7 acre?
No,
That was,
we just got notice, we just got told this Tuesday and just tried to work through it.
Okay.
We felt like we were pretty close on
Okay.
it. We actually, you guys did not meet last month, and we were ready last
Yeah.
month, and, you know, for us just to hear, we're kind of frustrated. We just heard about this Tuesday,
Okay.
and you guys have had this over a month. And so we've had more than enough time to make corrections, but
Yeah.
it was a simple mistake, and we're just
Okay.
trying, we'll pull it back into the, you know, closer to follow the general plan with them, so.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions for him? I know she does down there.
And I do, but it's not specific for Corey, so he doesn't have to stand up there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Unless there's something that's worth discussing.
Well, I think discuss, if there's
This
any
week.
concerns, address them now so they can be implemented if we need to.
Yeah, so is
You
there any,
I have a general comment, and I think part of it has to go back to, since it's been mentioned a couple times just in this conversation, we're referencing the general plan maps. I don't know what everybody's personal recollection is about the general plan when we went through and we amended it back in 2020, but I know there was a lot of discussion that was very much focused on this potential, you know, parcels of land that if the families ever decided to sell, what the development would look like, what the zoning would look like. And I have to admit, the big brown bubble area is a lot bigger than what I ever remember seeing during the maps and during the presentations with the city. And I was not on the planning commission at that time. I was just a citizen, like many of you in the room. I just lived here. And this is what kind of got me involved in the planning commission. So same thing with kind of the designation between the residential, well, I guess now I've got to make sure I've got my reference point right. The moderate density and then the low moderate density. Those breakdowns, ratios, all of that was kind of left TBD. So I just want to caution anybody thinking that those are hard ratios for zoning, because that was not my recollection of the conversation. And I remember that brown little squiggle line being a single line that was, we don't know what it's going to look like. We want it to maybe be a buffer. We want it to maybe be that, you know, transition from 84 and the highway into a lower density that matches the surrounding homes that are already in place there along South Weaver Drive. A lot of that was kind of, we'll have to wait and see what it looks like when these parcels of land come up for rezone. So.
To help you rest easy a little bit, we are fighting a problem with the power lines. So them lots are not gonna be as small as what you're thinking. We're actually having to give more room just to accommodate through that. It's
The power lines in the roads.
So they're not, I mean, when you think patio homes crammed in there, it's not gonna be that way. They will be smaller lots,
Mhm.
but they're gonna have to have some size to them just to accommodate the power lines. We have to make room.
Okay. And like I said, mine's just a general comment right now, because I think what's hard too is that the plat and Lance, the one that you said, that one's completely changing, correct? That was sent out?
Well, the
Kind of the
completely
layout.
changing, it is going to have
It's
some
going to be
changes.
adjusting, okay. Because I'm trying not to reference something that public hasn't seen.
So going back to that 5 years ago with the general plan, a lot of people have it in their mind that the general plan is like law, that it can't be changed. It's guidelines. It's guidelines. It's to help us make the best decisions. So I'm fine if you presented something that, I mean, if it was completely off, then I wouldn't be happy. But I mean, to have it line up exactly, I'm fine with some variance on that, but that's just me.
Sure.
Out of 5, so.
I would agree with that. Like she was kind of saying, these lines are kind of suggested. I don't know how definite they are on this general plan.
Yeah.
Well, and I think another comment, you know, I agree with that statement as well. Just looking at it and understanding, higher density housing is typically put closer to the interstate roads and areas that are not as high density away from those interstate roads. And that's, I believe, what is reflected in the plan that you're proposing and that you're updating. You know, that's, I think that, you know, that you're putting together a lot of thought and process in there, in kind of creating that transition between low moderate to patio homes. I think is great. I see some intention there. I see that there's a goal to kind of marry that with the existing developments. So I give you credit for that.
So
Something.
can you approve it now, or we need to wait for the change? I mean, that's the discussion.
I think it just
So
carries
if
on.
we were to recommend approval,
No, no, no,
No.
we can't. It's
We
completely
can't.
changed.
It's changed, you have to
yeah.
So
continue it.
is it we continue? Is that the appropriate?
I think we table it for next meeting.
Well, yeah.
Because it gives us
that'd be good.
definite point in time. It's
Exactly.
not being carried forward indefinitely. There's a single point in time
Yeah, I don't want to say
Yeah.
the wrong word that delays it longer than
No,
we need to delay
necessary.
it.
Correct.
So we're tabling.
I think before we get to that point, I think if the acreage that this development is going to cover is only 30 acres or 30.7, whatever it is, if there is land that is already being pulled out for family, for inheritance, for whatever it is, I don't think it's fair to keep it in here. And I guess the only question I have on that is, do they want that land rezoned to whatever one of the 3 zones that are out there? Because if their intention is to keep it how it's currently zoned, that seems like a lot of unnecessary steps to rezone it to one of these 3 zones and then put it back into an agricultural zone to go back into a green belt. That seems kind of pointless and a lot of wasted money. So,
We're keeping agricultural, we're not gonna,
okay.
Okay, so then that'll be moved out of this.
that's what I'm saying.
So
We will have to work on the
You'll
details.
work on
and
that,
come back.
okay.
I don't want to make any.
yeah, because I would, if that's
conclusions
what your
today.
goal is, it's going to be way easier to keep it as that now than try to go back to that. Yeah. Okay. For sure.
We'll let Lance work that out.
Yeah. That's why we got a
With the
Lance.
applicant, yes.
Okay, then if there's nothing else, then if we can get a motion.
I move to table this rezone application to next month, planning commission meeting.
A second.
Do we need to do roll call for table or is it all in favor? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. And then just add Paul's comment on spelling on everything too.
Yes, please correct those.
Good catch.
That's right, peak.
No, my last
Double
name's
E.
been spelled wrong multiple times over the years.
Just so I know, is it PEE or PEA? E.
Double the E.
Double E.
I did.
You did. Okay, moving on to action item number 6, the Harvest Peaks Phase 4 subdivision preliminary plat approval at approximately 6980 South and Cobblestone Drive by applicant Lane Cap. And we'll hear from Mr. Lance first.
Actually, the applicant would go first.
Okay,
on this one,
well,
if that's
do
okay.
you want a mic or do you want to, I think,
I brought my chair this time.
Yeah. yeah, look at that.
Hey, I'm Ryan Cap, live here in South Weaver. In a brand new house. Sorry.
Congratulations.
What took so long?
I'm working with Stan Cook on this Harvest Park, Stan Cook's the owner. He's hired, he's just said he's too old to farm, it happens. And so I partnered with him to develop it. We've had a rezone, we've presented our plans, or our construction plans to the city, and so I believe that's why we're here.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Any questions for Lane? Why is it the mic?
Sorry, my computer wanted to die, so I'm just trying to get it to reboot back up.
She might have questions later then. Okay.
No,
And-
actually, the only thing on the agenda, on the packet, it says 2.8, but then it also references for residential moderate is 2.4 in the page 6, Harvest Park preliminary plat. Where was it at? I'll find it. Actually, based on my notes, it's page 20 of 25, but I think the numbering was off.
Those were the only correct ones.
there was a part where it was referenced as 2.4 for residential moderate and a part where it said 2.8. So just check through that to make sure it's the right density, because
I
it's
think-
2.8.
2.8 is the code, 2.4 is what it calculates out to be.
Okay.
Okay, that helps.
Believe that that's what those numbers represent.
So it is listed accurately then.
Okay,
So it just can't exceed 2.8, which it doesn't.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So basically, the
Right
density
there.
is lower than the standard.
then the requirements.
That's the point.
Yeah, we like that.
That's the purpose of doing that calculation.
That's why we like that.
2.4 units per acre instead of
Versus
2.8.
2.8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Lance, do you have anything?
No, I just, no, it conforms and
Yeah.
meets the density and all the other requirements, so staff recommends approval.
I didn't have any questions on that one at all.
No, that was the only thing I had written down.
I just have more of a curiosity question.
Yeah, that's
So Cobblestone Drive, as it's going south, is that just meant to be a dead end? Or will that someday, is the plan to connect that with South Weaver Drive? Or is it just a dead end?
No, it would actually turn to the east
Okay,
to provide another, road access a little bit closer or further
Okay.
south.
okay, thank you.
Is that intended
we
to
would-
connect onto South Weaver Drive?
There,
Cobblestone?
there is no long-term plan to connect to South Weaver Drive anywhere with the new road,
Okay.
except for the Cap Legacy, which is the next agenda item.
Okay.
Then this is for approval. Can I get a motion?
I
I-
move, go ahead.
I move to approve the Harvest Park 4 subdivision preliminary plat at approximately 6980 South at Cobblestone Drive, applicant Lane Cap.
I'll second.
And roll call, Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
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 And I'm a yes as well.
Can I ask one more question? These two, not you guys, so where are we at? What do I need to do now? Three contracts?
Not quite yet. No. You still gotta. We gotta get to the final is with the staff. So that will be, but your final plat will be reviewed by the Administrative Land Use Board.
That's the big.
That's the next.
So you'll submit a final plat application with the details that are in this. And
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And number 7, the Cap Legacy subdivision preliminary plat approval at approximately 980 East South Weaver Drive by applicant Corey Cap. Corey, you want to start us off? Okay. If you want to come up to the mic and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, I'm Thomas Hunt. I'm the project civil engineer for this development. I don't know what you want to hear. It's trying to remember the zoning on this. I think we're RL and RM on this zone.
it's RM.
RM, all of it's RM. We've prepared civil engineering drawings, given those to staff and meeting the master transportation guidelines there for where the public roadways are going. As Brandon just mentioned, we'll have a new connection on the South Weaver Drive. We're working with UDOT on those designs. There will be some decel lanes added there for safety purposes. But I believe the entire development is 77 lots for phase one and phase 2. Do you have any other questions?
Where were the lanes being added that you mentioned?
So we will be extending Old Fort Road
Oh, yeah.
further
Okay.
west.
Yeah.
That kind of parallels 84.
Mhm.
And we'll be connecting Old Fort Road to South Weaver Drive Currently, there's a driveway that kind of
Yeah.
juts to the north that goes down that hillside to an industrial building there. It's an old Green Farms, the sod farms. So we'll be essentially removing that and replacing it with a collector roadway,
Okay.
a larger roadway.
Any questions?
Is that one red brick house being removed?
There is a house that's being removed. I don't know which, if it's red.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
How many, sorry, you said there was a deceleration lane on South Weaver Drive
For both
For people to turn.
right-hand turns and left-hand turns.
and coming in?
Mhm.
And then 2 lanes or 3 lanes? So for people going left, going right, coming in, will there be 3 lanes
So there's going to be one lane that goes
in?
west that will split into a right turn decel lane going in.
Okay,
And then one lane that's going east that will split into a through lane with a separate left turn decel lane that will turn left into that roadway.
okay.
So you'll still have 2 through lanes going each way, but
Okay.
added decel lanes in each direction.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
And that's UDOT's doing that, and it's already,
yeah, it's.
or that's the
It's
proposed plan
actually-
with them.
It's actually not required for just the Cap Legacy project for these 77 lots. But since we're hoping to do peaks right next door, that does trigger
Oh, okay.
both decel lanes for that intersection.
Okay.
So we're trying to look ahead and do that work all at once.
Yeah.
Rather than put in curb and gutter for Cap Legacy, then have to just rip it out when we hope to do peaks after. So we're hoping to do it
Okay.
all at one time.
Any other questions? You got something?
No, this is where the 2.4 and the 2.8 mistake.
Oh,
It was like,
I
where
knew it
is
was
that?
there.
The other one, I couldn't.
she knew
So
it
I
was there.
apologize for attributing it to the incorrect agenda item number. It was
Forgiven.
here,
You were
then it
forgiven.
needed to be corrected. That's all.
Okay, thank you. And then, do you have anything to add, Lance?
No, I do not.
Anything to discuss?
And it's at 2.4.
I move to approve the Cap Legacy subdivision preliminary plat at approximately 980 East South Weaver Drive, applicant Corey Cap.
I second.
Can I put a pause on that really, really quick? Only because in the packet that was sent out for this month, the plat was not provided. So Chris has pulled up the packet that was submitted the previous month when we were supposed to have this agenda item. And I did have a question because, and I've got to make sure it's on the right one. We've double checked that all of the acreage meets the minimum requirement, correct? Which to my
The
understanding.
minimum requirement for,
Lot size?
For lot size, that everything is at least a 0.2066. There's nothing smaller than that. Because I thought, and again, this might be referencing an old
I thought we
drawing,
double checked that.
that there were lots 135 through 138 that were only showing as a 0.18 acre. And I don't know if I had an old version that is not the version that you guys are all looking at.
138. What?
135 to 138 was along the outer perimeter, those ones.
So-
1.8 acres.
Okay. So,
I believe we checked that. We will make sure that it's corrected in the final plat application.
okay,
So that when it comes to final plat, those lots will all.
Okay.
I want to make sure
It
they're
should
the
be that
right
way
size.
now. Yeah.
And I
If
think
it's
the
wrong, we
only
need to
other
check.
problem I had, go to the bottom
Can you-
corner.
Can you state the lots specifically?
So lot 135, 136, 137, 138. And I think 139 is okay. So it's just those 4 lots and they're along the eastern. Trying to orient myself in here. Is that the eastern?
Yes.
Because that's all 4.
Eastern, yeah.
Okay, so it's along the eastern boundary.
So you just need that, they just need.
I want to verify that they are the appropriate and the zone approved.
And that's the last month one that shows that, and then this one shows.
I didn't see
This
the
one
one.
had
this
no
one. This
plat.
one
This one
had
didn't
no
show,
plat
right?
map in it.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
So,
Something got dropped
Yeah.
in between. I don't know what happened.
okay. Just
Okay.
not having seen it, I just want to confirm that because
Yeah, very good.
0.18 ain't gonna cut it. I think everything else was okay.
Okay. And the redo.
So,
Okay, I move to approve the Cap Legacy subdivision preliminary plat at approximately 980 East South Weaver Drive, applicant Corey Cap.
I still second.
with conditions,
And roll call, Commissioner Leslie?
does it need a condition because of what we said, or is it okay to do it like that?
Well, because the final plat will still have to come
Okay,
anyway.
yes.
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 We'll get it.
Yes.
right, but yeah.
And I'm a yes as well. Okay. I like that. Okay, action number 8, the Riverwood Model Home at approximately, or at 65 West Glen Way. The request is for the model home conditional use permit in the RLM zone. The proposal is for the model home to be managed by the owner, applicant Cameron Chancellor, and owner Nielsen Homes. Is the applicant here for that? They're not here? Do you have anything? I didn't even know this was
No, I
a
mean, it's,
thing.
it's a bill home. They just want
Yeah.
to use it for a model and
Did they
It's
already
pretty
have a
straightforward.
model home over there? Is this another one or no? Is this the
I
first
don't
one?
know.
And it said something about they need to get some, they don't have a license or something. I thought there was something in the
Yeah,
packet.
so
There is a
there's,
condition
gotta get a
required.
business.
there's
So
conditions
these-
of approval.
which they'll,
for-
we'll
that are
make sure they get
requirements
done.
For the actual
Okay.
thing, and that would be those elements.
Okay.
You guys have to approve it, then they would move forward.
Okay,
and get those
perfect.
elements.
I think what you were looking at was the completion of a business license with the
Yeah.
city and then ongoing compliance with the city code section 10-7J-2, which I'm guessing that's just, is that
Yeah, that's the hours of operation, the parking,
Oh,
the
okay.
Everything that was listed.
landscaping.
Just like any other model
Those
home.
elements, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Time, street parking, signage and lighting will meet code.
Yeah.
Hours of operation.
Okay.
Not used, just as, it can only be a model home and a business license.
as part of discussion, my only thing on this one, I just want to confirm, because the vicinity map that was provided in the packet
Mhm.
shows it being in the middle of a field. I just want to make sure the infrastructure and the roads and the access to the model home are all in
No,
place.
they're just putting the model, they're just putting the model home.
Little yellow lines
I
there.
can't
that you
see
can
it.
see 'em.
Is there?
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
there
I
are.
can't keep I'll talk to Google Earth about getting that image updated sooner.
Yeah.
But there's people living there.
I actually didn't notice the
I
yellow
have
lines when I
seen
first
it.
looked at
Oh,
that.
no, it's very hard to see.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you just said that. I didn't notice them.
If I'm zoomed in at like 400%, then I can barely see them.
I
so
drove by. It's there.
It's there,
It's
okay.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm
paved.
just saying Paul caught it, so. You would have caught it.
I move to recommend approval to city council, the Riverwood Model Homes, CUP 0.5 acres at 65 West Glen Way.
I'll second.
It's quick.
And roll call?
Yes.
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 I'm a yes as well. And anything from,
I'm sorry,
oh,
on that motion,
yes.
I'm guessing that you would want sorry, I'm just looking at it online. With the following conditions that are met, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Did you see
With
that?
staff recommended conditions to be met.
Yes.
Okay, so I have Roberts, and then who seconded that?
Lucy. Those guys keep it down out there.
Now stop celebrating.
Then anything from here, anything from staff, since we haven't been here for 2 months? No, nothing?
Do
I
I
had
have,
one thing that I read and I sat here and went through it and I couldn't find it again. So if I see it, I'll just let you know. It
are
was
we
just
on
the way
number
we
9?
word- It was the way we word it. I can't find where it was, but it said for tomorrow's meeting. And I'm like, well, just in case somebody downloaded the packet and didn't understand like how this works, I thought,
Not meeting
can't we
tomorrow.
just not put tomorrow and put like the date? I tried to find it. I actually printed this out and I have it at my office. It's not doing me a lot of good here, but
Control F words.
Just doing that right now.
If you'll just email us and we'll take a look at it
Figure
and
it
make
out.
sure
I'm
it's
trying to control
got the
F.
right grammar.
Yeah, I just thought, just in case, because like you're reading it on a, I can't remember where I read it. That's why I'll find it. I just thought, well,
He'll
it's
follow
not
up on
tomorrow,
that
it's
point.
actually on Thursday, but I don't know. And maybe it's always been like that and it just,
Was it the staff report?
I don't even remember. I have it on a
It's
note.
important because
I have a
one of
note.
us.
I'll let you know.
You know.
I'll find it and I'll let you know when I
That'd be
get to Centerville tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have two things really quickly.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And this is trash cans at the lofts, specifically in front of building number 2, which is 2700 East, the frontage road. They are being left outside days after collection has taken place, and they are also being placed on the front door access stoops. So whoever that is, they need to get over there. It was my understanding they weren't even supposed to be doing garbage collection along 2700 East, that all of that was supposed to be done interior to that development. And I understand they don't have the roads to be able to probably turn around a garbage truck right now, but that doesn't mean that they need to start getting into a pattern of bad behavior because they're doing it. And the recycling bins have actually, there's 2 units that have had a recycling bin out for the last 2 weeks. So I want that brought to note. And the other thing is the weeds along 2700 East, specifically across from Maverick and at the top of 2700 as it turns into 8200 South, they need immediate attention before winter. They're already growing 5 feet tall. Winter, they're going to come into the road. They just need to be trimmed down. Those are the 2 areas that I've noticed needing some love.
Go ahead.
That's your,
Well, and there was just a
Drive in.
public comment on it a little
Every day.
bit, but the sidewalk that's here, the large sidewalk that's now a jump,
Yeah.
area,
sweet jump.
is that the South Weaver City's responsibility or is that UDOT? How does that work for South Weaver Drive?
And was that the one referenced in the?
Yeah, in
That was
the
one,
public
right? That's the one
comment.
I was picturing.
Yeah.
It's like 4 feet elevated now.
We,
It's huge.
we're, on South Weaver Drive, we're responsible to maintain all the sidewalk.
Okay, because I've noticed, I mean, the email talked about the orange paint and it seems like it gets repainted every year.
That never gets addressed.
But
We,
so I mean, I guess for
we have a
safety's
list
sake.
of 1,000, well, that's probably an exaggeration, but maybe we're close to that.
On,
Of concrete
Yeah.
concrete work to be done. We will be awarding a contract next Tuesday
Okay.
to do that work.
and then will it be prioritized based on safety or how is that
It
prioritized?
should be,
Okay,
but it is based on what Public Works puts in as their priority.
okay. Because there's still the one by the storage units. Is that one still just like a
Oh, in front of,
gravel pit?
yeah.
Yeah,
A
because that's
truck
one I
was
talked
taken
about
out,
last
never
year
replaced.
that
Yeah,
seems to be okay until like it's a little snowy or something and you watch a little kid fall on his bike when he hits that spot. So I still have a concern about that spot.
This is another random. There's a lot of sand at the sweeping T on the west end of town that I don't know if that's from any construction in the area. I just happened to notice it because I was driving around checking out the connection points for some of the discussion items tonight.
It just
So-
looks like somebody dumped it
Dumped a
accidentally.
right at the intersection. And I just know because my tires were spinning out. So I don't know if other people are having issues
We'll
with
be
it.
gone tomorrow morning with the wind.
Will it?
We've seen one good windy day. We'll
I
be
don't know
good.
how long it's been there because it's also at
It was
the
just today.
Peterson Parkway,
Yeah.
right as you turn off of South Weaver Drive.
I think there was a truck that went
Okay.
through that way, so.
Okay.
And then I have one more question on, so it looks like they're finishing up their project where they've been using the doctor office
salon suites.
lot.
Yeah.
So is that going to continue or is that just going to now turn into being unmaintained again and turn into something or is there any timeline on?
There's currently a development proposal being worked on.
Okay.
it's probably too, well, I don't know. We've received an application,
We've
but we're
received-
still.
Oh, so is that
working on it.
changing from what it
Yeah,
originally
so
was?
Right now, the conditional use permit for the oil change and that
Yeah.
they had approved, that is expired. They are not going to do that.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Oh.
currently,
So,
it could come back, I
but,
guess,
but they'd have to start over again.
Correct. And
Oh,
somebody
okay.
else is
It's
looking
been
at
that
the
long?
entire property.
Okay, so that might just start over
That might
completely.
start
So,
over the whole-
so it's no longer the responsibility of either party that we've already gone through and approved stuff for with the dermatology and,
Yeah, that project, I mean, it hasn't expired per se because it's a development agreement, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could come back.
Okay.
They're not going that way.
oh, okay, okay, so,
There is significant work that needs to be done on 2700 to accommodate
yeah,
that stuff over there. And so we're trying to work through that in a way that is beneficial to the city, and they can pick up some of the cost, and the city can get
Okay.
that road done.
Yeah.
And trying to work through those nuances is challenging.
Okay.
And it's the money, it's not nuance.
So I'm not always complaining. I will say that at least the property owners for the one in between the car wash and where the residences start, they are maintaining their landscaping very well.
Yeah, that one
They
actually
come down a
does.
little bit.
Kudos. Instead of complaining. They're trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Oh, the townhomes.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
no,
No, the in between that,
In between.
Yeah, okay.
that lot, they did an application not too long ago
Yeah,
to
the
check
lot
on
next
that
to
one,
the
yeah.
house. Okay.
Now it's for sale.
Great.
I just have one soapbox item. So we got some public comments on these items over the last few weeks. And I wish people, residents, would take the time to understand what authority this body actually has, which is none. We recommend and advise. I mean, we got a very, and I understand the passion, but we got one of the public comments was thanking us for ruining the city. We also live here. And I know at least 3 of us, maybe more of us, are here because of recent development in the city. I know Marty and I, our homes are just about 8 years old or so, and I don't know about everybody else, but oh, you're old, okay. But you know, this is our city too, and we have to follow the code, the laws, the guidelines established. And sometimes even if we hate something, the law allows it. And so we do our best within the limited authority that we have.
Mhm.
The city council does their best, and if, you know, and the mayor, and, you know, if people are invested, run for city council. If you're invested, apply for the planning commission. And we just can't do what we want to do as much as we would like to sometimes. Okay, I'm done with my soapbox moment.
Yeah.
Well said.
And I agree. I think, like I've said, since I started too, that, I mean, just letting everybody know, I'm not here, but if anybody who watches this, that, I mean, I've said every time that if I could buy all the land and just keep it agricultural, I would, but, so I just would encourage somebody who can do that, just to do that, and then we don't have to worry about.
There would
Any
be
more development.
fields of Highland cows and baby
Yeah,
goats if I had
perfect.
the money. I'm just telling you right now.
what I would have all
Yeah, there's a place in Mongolia where that still exists.
That'd be amazing.
It's-
That's my
Petting
I hear
zoos
the
and
land is
pumpkin
cheap.
patches for days.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, if there is nothing else,
I move we adjourn.
A second.
all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.